Coming up on Cronkite News, updated COVID-19 boosters targeting the latest variants have arrived in Arizona. We'll explain how to get the new vaccine.
Plus, the state's largest school district will soon increase teacher salaries. Hear how much will be added to their paychecks and when they will start seeing the money. And Arizona voters could soon decide if all students, regardless of citizenship status, will be eligible for in-state tuition.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Ryan Tismaneski.
And I'm Maddie Fries. Thank you for joining us. The new COVID-19 booster shots are now available. The FDA approved the new vaccine last week. This booster shot is for the Omicron variants and will replace the older version. The difference between the two is the mixture of mRNA. Cronkite News reporter Olivia Doles tells us who should get this new vaccine.
Experts say it is most important for people who are over 70 years old and who have a compromised immune system to receive the booster shot now. However, according to the State Department of Health Services, the number of people receiving vaccines in Arizona is on a downward trend. The peak of vaccines started the week of March 28, 2021, with more than 470,000 COVID-19 vaccines. And we saw a drop in the number last summer for people seeking vaccines. But the week surrounding Thanksgiving and Christmas last year, the number started to rise again, and they slowly decreased to the most recent figures, just over 11,000 doses for the week of August 28, 2022. I spoke with Will Humble, who is the executive director for the Arizona Public Health Association, and he says there are risks to not getting vaccinated.
Well, the risks are you probably will get infected again, even if you've had the virus before and recovered. If you don't keep up with your boosters, there's a really good chance that during the next wave, you'll probably get infected again.
Humble says you can get the new booster as soon as 2 months of completing the other COVID-19 shots. And he says the vaccine is widely available in Arizona, so now is a good time to get boosted. In the studio, Olivia Doles, Cronkite News.
A new study out this week estimates 10.5 million children lost a caregiver due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and most of them were orphaned. That's according to the medical journal JAMA Pediatrics. Researchers studied the World Health Organization's data and found that most of the impacted children lived in Southeast Asia and Africa, but the U.S. numbers are high too. One study from the American Academy of Pediatrics found children of color made up 65% of all children orphaned by COVID-19.
Another fall, another disease for universities to worry about. Guidelines for avoiding COVID-19 and monkeypox are generally the same, but campus officials are taking a less forceful approach with monkeypox. Emily Miranda is taking a closer look at this response from our Washington bureau.
Wash hands and surfaces, maintain your distance, isolate if you think you're sick. But that's where the similarities in university recommended protocols for COVID-19 and monkeypox diverge.
COVID, where we have to have dormitories arranged and we expect, hundreds of people, the incidence is going to be pretty low.
There are currently more than 340 monkeypox cases in Arizona. In hopes of keeping that number from rising, students heading back to campus this fall are being urged to take care, particularly by limiting skin-to-skin contact, the main way monkeypox is transmitted. All universities have on-site testing, but no vaccines, which are available through county health offices.
We believe that there is adequate immunization available for those who are considered at risk.
Students who begin showing symptoms such as a rash are told to isolate until the rash goes away. Isolation can last from 3 to 4 weeks. University of Arizona officials say they plan to deal with monkeypox isolation on a case-by-case basis, while Grand Canyon University is already taking precautions.
I don't want to say we're not worried about monkeypox, but we're very comfortable in knowing if we identify it, we already have the isolation processes set up.
Neither Arizona State University nor Northern Arizona University could provide us with anybody to talk about their monkeypox protocols, but students and staff can find guidelines on their website.
While transmission remains low, Dr. Cullen is worried this could change now that students are back on campus.
So we are concerned about that. We haven't seen that yet, but as you know, school's just getting back in session. So the most important thing we can do at this point is to share the ways that people can prevent transmission of monkeypox.
Wearing a mask, the hallmark of the COVID pandemic, is not not being recommended for monkeypox except in rare situations. The best step forward at this time, universities and health departments agree, is to keep students informed and educated. In Washington, Emily Miranda, Cronkite News.
Students and anyone else can find additional guidance on monkeypox on the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website at cdc.gov.
The state's largest school district voted last night to raise teacher salaries. Mesa Public Schools will increase pay for teachers by just over 10%. Minimum wage for other workers will also increase to $15.60. The district voted in May to increase salaries by 4%. Mesa Public Schools received additional funding from the state over the summer. It's using that money to raise salaries once again. Pay for new teachers in Mesa is now set at $53,500.
Students across the state made overall improvements in standardized testing in the 2021 to 2022 school year. Despite these gains, more than half still failed their assessments. Students in grades 3 through 8 take standardized English and math tests at the end of each academic year. 41% of students passed the English test, which is a 3 percentage point gain than the previous year, while 33% passed math, up by 2 percentage points. Last year's scores were the first using Arizona's academic standards assessment instead of AZ Merit. The Arizona Department of Education said the tests are similar, but it may be harder to draw conclusions between the 2 years. The agency also pointed out that test participation hit all-time lows during the COVID-19 pandemic, which would affect results.
Pumpkin spice lattes and the cool fall weather may be the only thing on people's minds right now, but the Arizona heat continues to pose a threat to Arizonans. Labor Day weekend was a dangerous one for hikers. 6 were found experiencing heat-related emergencies near Cave Creek Monday. One of the hikers, a 32-year-old Valley doctor, later died from his injuries. And a 59-year-old woman in Arizona died while backpacking through the Grand Canyon on Sunday. Plus, take a look at this video of a dog and 2 hikers being rescued from a canyon in Pima County this weekend. They were suffering from heat exhaustion. Remember to bring lots of water with you when hiking and turn around before it's gone.
Every year, around 2,000 undocumented students graduate high school in Arizona. Those attending colleges are paying out-of-state tuition even if they have lived in Arizona for years. But that could change. Cronkite News reporter Valeria Rodriguez talks to undocumented students about Proposition 308 and what it means for their future.
Proposition 308 can make Arizona become the 20th state to allow in-state tuition regardless of a student's immigration status. Arizona State University student Angel Palazuelos is one of the 2,000 undocumented students that graduate from Arizona high schools.
I consider myself to be one of the lucky ones. I was able to receive opportunities that led me being able to stay here at ASU with my family, but there was a bunch of students that were not able to get the same opportunities that I was.
ASU student Maria Valeria Garcia has a similar story.
I was going through my own journey of trying to get into college, so I know what it feels like for students who are undocumented in DACA, and I wanted to get involved because I remembered how I felt, and I don't think any student should feel like that, and it's unfair.
Approximately 24,000 DACA recipients live in Arizona as of March 2020. Proposition 300 passed in 2006 by a landslide and prohibited non-citizens from receiving in-state tuition. Prop 308 would allow non-citizen students to receive in-state tuition, but now with the requirement of attending an Arizona school for at least 2 years. Aliento External Affairs Director Jose Patiño has advocated for non-citizen students for many years.
We're working on this campaign to make sure that undocumented students and DACA students are eligible for in-state tuition and also access to scholarships here at Arizona Public Universities and colleges.
Proposition 308 has the potential to change thousands of lives and create opportunities for first-generation students.
I just want to say, to vote with someone in mind, vote with your community in mind, because this issue is really important. It impacts us every day in ways that, some people may not even begin to imagine. So keep that in mind, and I urge everyone to vote.
In Phoenix, Valeria Rodriguez, Cronkite News.
If the proposition passes, it would go into effect in the spring of 2023.
Coming up, Arizona saguaro cacti are known for their long lifespan. But even as a fatal disease spreads among them, there's still hope for life after their death. We'll explain after the break.
And a new look into the depths of space thanks to new images from the James Webb Telescope.
Cronkite News provides students at ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism with the opportunity to gain real-world experience in the newsroom. At Cronkite News, our students produce professional content for audiences by taking on all roles, whether they be reporting, anchoring, producing, or studio production.
That was a lot of VOs.
Each department gives students first-hand professional. For more information, visit cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
Saguaros can grow old and tall, some living hundreds of years. One saguaro who lived in Marana was over 40 feet tall, had 34 arms, and was estimated to be 200 years old. As Isabella Fredrickson tells us, the cactus fell prey to a bacterial disease that could threaten saguaros across the Southwest.
Saguaros are a staple in Arizona. You can see them everywhere, from golf courses, backyards, and shopping malls. The big ones have names. This one is named Prickles. I recently covered the death of a saguaro named Strongarm. His story tells us about the current threats to the state landmark.
When the cactus nicknamed Strongarm died and fell over during a storm, it shocked locals and tourists alike.
One of the things we did find out from a saguaro expert is that the saguaro did have an infection, and really the necrosis kind of helped the saguaro on its demise.
Field science geologist William D. Peachy is a cactus expert, and he saw the telltale signs of what killed the cactus.
It took me about 15 seconds to figure out why it died. It was infected with Erwinia carnegiana, which is the bacteria that ends the lives of lots of saguaros.
Unfortunately, Peachy says this bacteria is infecting cacti all over at an increasingly alarming rate.
What's different is they're dying off relatively suddenly. Normally, over decades, you might lose one, you might meet 2 or 3 here and there, but we're losing large numbers of them because these events are happening more frequently and they're worse weather events. And so it seems like they're all dying at once.
Peachy says extreme fluctuations of temperature and more severe storms, all due to climate change, are killing saguaros from the inside out, making them more susceptible to this deadly bacteria.
One of the most fascinating things ecologically about saguaros is their role in the ecosystem with other plants and animals.
Don Swan, a biologist with the Saguaro National Park, says the death of the saguaro species is harmful to all of the other organisms that depend on this plant.
They're the tallest plant in the desert where most of the plants are pretty short. So for birds, for example, they make great perches.
However, there is still hope because dead saguaros still provide life to many other organisms in the desert.
Right here on one of the saguaro's arms is a bulge, and as you can see right here, there's a hole, which originally was from a Gila woodpecker. Now this bulge is going to callus over and preserve water for future insects and residents of this ecosystem.
Strongarm is purposely being left untouched and is not being cleaned up and removed, so he can continue to give life to other species. While the death of an ancient saguaro seems tragic, it is bittersweet to know that the end of their life continues to bring life to other species in the Sonoran Desert.
Wildlife biologists tell us that it's hard to tell when a saguaro has this bacteria, and unfortunately, there is no cure once the cactus starts to show symptoms. In Phoenix, Isabella Fredrickson, Cronkite News.
The U.S. Air Force said its test of an unarmed Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile this morning was a success. The test was launched from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. The mock warhead traveled about 4,200 miles to the Marshall Islands as planned. Air Force officials say the test program is part of a regular effort to show the readiness and reliability of the U.S. nuclear force and have been conducted more than 300 times before. and the latest test is not in response to current world events.
The NASA James Webb Telescope shows us a new look into the depths of space. Some instruments on the telescope were created right here in Arizona in collaboration with ASU and U of A. This time it's an image of a nebula called the Space Tarantula. Named after its resemblance to a burrowing tarantula's home, the space tarantula lives in a cloud galaxy 161,000 light years away. Some of the most massive and hottest stars known to astronomers can be found inside the nebula.
Hot temperatures return to the valley again today. Evan List joins us from the Cronkite News Weather Center with details on when we may start to see some relief from the heat.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Our excessive heat that we've been coping with the last couple of days is going to come to an end as we fall under Hurricane K's influence, and we have rain chances return to the valley as Hurricane K approaches the state. Now, the heat story will end with the end of today. However, we still have until 8 p.m. excessive heat warnings up in the lower Colorado River Valley as well as the Valley of the Sun. Then, starting tomorrow, the story turns from heat to a hurricane. While it's clear right now, we go way south, though. Way south of our border here, churning off the western coast of Baja California, is Hurricane K. And while that's going to move north, it won't make a landfall in any way, shape, or form in the state of Arizona. However, it will be affecting our weather. And the first way that you're going to see that happen is with our high temperatures tomorrow. While we've been around 110 the last couple days, a lot of places in the lower deserts, from Phoenix all the way to the Colorado River Valley, places are going to struggle to hit the triple-digit mark. And in Flagstaff, they're going to struggle to even hit 80 degrees. Taking a look at what kind of cloud cover is going to infiltrate in our state, we're going to have medium to high level clouds on Thursday. Then rain chances, they're going to be at the best on Friday, especially for the southwestern portions of our state in Yuma County and Imperial County. You guys could see heavy, excessive rainfall. It could be an impactful weather event for you guys down there. So as I said, cloud cover increases with the influence of K moving into our area. K moves out to sea, and sunshine returns at the beginning of next week. For now, I'm Evan Liss in the Cronkite News Weather Center.
I'm Emily Bernstein. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. Another record broken in ASU sports history. We've got the historic goal when we come back.
Different about you, a new brightness in your eyes.
Welcome to the Hotel Portofino.
How utterly charming. Something is coming, can you feel it now?
My dreams have been invigorated.
We like stories that are going to elevate us.
Feel it now.
What is your sense now of the situation?
Something is coming.
They gave us possibilities. This is the opportunity to share my recipes.
Everywhere you look.
You're going deep into the heart of America.
The Holocaust is a story that Americans have to reckon with, too.
This is pure exploration.
Wow!
I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Welcome back to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Emily Bernstein. A new name has been etched into the Arizona State record books in women's soccer just 4 games into the season. Cronkite News reporter Edison LaCour has more on the 5th-year forward's historic day.
Swerving into the middle, a good look at goal, Nicole Douglas! It's Douglas, it is always Douglas.
With that goal, Sun Devil soccer forward Nicole Douglas added to her legacy, surpassing Stacy Tulloch's goal-scoring record that previously stood for over 20 years.
Breaking this record is just dedicated to my teammates, my family, my friends, my coaches, my nan, my dad, you know, everybody who supported me on this journey. Coming in as a freshman at 18 years old, I never thought this would be possible, never thought about breaking records, and you know, to hold that record now is just an unbelievable feeling, like speechless.
While Douglas may not have been focused on the record books, everyone around her knows what she is capable of, and knew it was only a matter of time before she reached this achievement.
She's so humble. She wants to celebrate with everything with her teammates.
You know, I wish her family could be here with her today, but she's got a second family, and I know she's really going to enjoy them. But she's a special talent, but she's an incredible young woman.
After tallying both her 50th and record-setting 51st career goals in a 6-2 win against UAB, Douglas believes there's no limits to what she or her Sun Devil teammates can accomplish this season.
I'm going to still go out there as if I hadn't broken the record. I'm going to play as hard as I can, you know, work for the team and get the wins that we deserve week in, week out.
The Sun Devils will look to capitalize on this big win heading into conference play, beginning with a road matchup at Colorado on September 23rd. In Tempe, Edison LaCour, Cronkite News.
Douglas is on pace to break the career points and career game-winning goals records this season as well. Meanwhile, ASU Football won their season opener last week against NAU. But in the process, the Sun Devils lost offensive lineman and Deer Valley alum Joey Ramos for the year with an ACL injury. ASU will be a little thinner on the O-line heading into Saturday's game at 11th ranked Oklahoma State. But the Sun Devils will face the Cowboys defense that struggled in their first game against Central Michigan, where they gave up 44 points and nearly 550 yards. ASU offensive coordinator Glenn Thomas hopes his team can have similar success on Saturday, but knows it'll be tough.
They're a veteran group. You know, they have a lot of guys that have a lot of snaps under their belt. They've been there a lot of years, you know, under a similar system, doing good things. Play hard, physical, strong. You know, they bring some exotic stuff defensively, so we definitely have to recognize what's going on.
A better way to play is the motto of Pick Up USA, a basketball-focused fitness club in Chandler that aims to create equal opportunity for everyone. Cronkite News reporter Marley Zanna Thompson shows us the impact Pick Up USA has had on the youth and college players who volunteer.
Pull up to Pick Up USA Fitness in Chandler and you will be met with the sound of shoes squeaking, balls dribbling, and smiling faces. The basketball-focused fitness club offers free youth camps to kids of all backgrounds, most of whom have never played the game before. This year, they partnered with local college athletes to help run the free basketball clinic on Saturdays.
So this really gives the kids an opportunity to, one, play the game that they love, and two, meet new people and really get, you know, new lessons learned and new skills learned.
ASU men's basketball player and Scottsdale local Micah Burno showed up to help out, and the kids were able to learn from someone they aspire to be.
I liked how it was just a free clinic for every kid, you know? I feel like that goes a long way, helping kids throughout the community. That can just only bring out fans to our game. And I remember when I was their age. So I know that euphoric feeling when someone comes in that plays basketball and you want to be their hero. You gotta have a sound effect. Yeah.
The boys and girls participated in drills to improve their handwork, footwork, and grow their confidence.
And I think it's really a chance for the kids to kind of seeing what they could do and what they could accomplish. Because a lot of these kids are first-time players. They've never picked up a ball before, touched a ball, or anything like that. So they come in here and see somebody who can do all these crazy skills, and it's really inspiring for them to kind of see that.
The free clinic is a great way for the kids to escape the daily chaos from the outside world.
Everybody uses sports as an escape, as a way to shut off their mind, all that stuff. So we want this place to be kind of the ideal space for that.
Hey, these not fast as you. I know growing up, when I was going through camps, having like someone that would be like engaging, talking to me while I'm like working out, that will only push me and make me want to go harder. I feel like them days are the best times to play basketball. You're playing basketball with your friends, having no worries.
And perhaps one day, sharing the court with a college athlete like Burno will become a reality. In Chandler, Marley Zanna, Cronkite News.
That's it for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Maddie.
Coming up after the break, a popular children's TV show is adding a new character. Find out why this edition is a first for the show.
News provides students at ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism with the opportunity to gain real-world experience in the newsroom. At At Cronkite News, our students produce professional content for audiences by taking on all roles, whether they be reporting, anchoring, producing, or studio production. Each department gives students first-hand professional newsroom experience. For more information, visit cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
A new face is headed to a long-running children's TV show. Thomas the Tank Engine All Engines Go is set to add its first character with autism. His name is Bruno. The show describes him as a joyful and says he loves making puns. He will be voiced in the U.S. by 10-year-old Chuck Smith, who also has autism. More than 2% of adults in the U.S. have autism, according to a 2017 report by the CDC. Bruno will make his debut when the show's 26th season premieres later this month.
Tonight, thanks for joining us. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org. Yeah, that was good.